Hi! Today's my birthday. Not the day that I post this, but this actual honest to God day that I'm filming. It is May 31st, 2018, and I'm turning 25. For a long time I was really stressed out about turning 25, you know, quarter of a century, mid-20s, that whole thing. But I've really come to learn to embrace it. I'm going to share 25 lessons that I've learned in the last 25 years. My first lesson is something that I say frequently, and that is that every single person should go see a therapist at least once in their lifetime. Even if you don't think you need to, think about it like preventative care. We all have things we're worried about, we're anxious about, we think about, we're sad about, and it's nice to talk to somebody that might be able to help you out. It's always worth it to be nice. Being nice is, well, it's nice. I have like a go-to bitch mode, and I go to that bitch mode a lot more often than I wish I did. And I always regret it. And I never regret it when I take the time to be nice to others. Also, like, being nice to others makes you feel better about yourself. Positive self-esteem. You make more friends, you get in trouble for less things. Doesn't mean you can't be sassy. My third lesson that I've learned over the last 25 years is to respect your parents. I've always been really, really close to my dad, and so our relationship has always been really great, but my mom and I had like a classic teenage daughter, mother, I don't know, rivalry sounds wrong, but like just argumentative past. And I have grown up to realize how much my mom sacrificed and did for me when I was a kid, and I love and respect her so much now, and I wish I could go back and shake teenage Rachel and be like, girl, be respectful. They also like made you, so like you wouldn't exist without them, and you shouldn't forget that. The fourth lesson I've learned over the years is that as long as you're not hurting anyone, you don't have to follow societal norms. And like, I especially mean ladies, like appearance wise. Obviously I've learned that a lot going through my eating disorder, thinking I had to look a certain way to appease myself and the world around me, and I have fucking gotten over that to the extreme. I don't know, I think like the most prominent and noticeable thing about me is that I don't shave my legs, and people always ask me about it, and I'm just like, the only reason that women shave their bodies in the first place was a marketing scheme in the early 20th century, and I don't have time to follow that kind of bullshit rules. Look at like the structure of society and be like, do we need to be following these rigid rules, or are they just there because people have been doing it this way for a long time, and in the end you can do whatever makes you happy? Never underestimate the power of an excellent shower. Sometimes I can be like having the worst day or the worst mood or the worst, I'm hungover, I'm jet lagged, I'm a number of various things, and honestly just standing in a shower or taking a shower seems to cure everything. If I'm feeling kind of depressed or low, or if I'm just stressed out, taking a shower almost always either solves the problem or gets me on track to solving the problem. I am done with work for the day. I'm about to play a board game with this one because I got a new board game for my birthday from my aunt and uncle, and we love board games. And if you're wondering when I came up with these, I was flying back from Scotland and I decided to write down lessons that I've learned. That's where these came from. I think the next one is kind of like one of the major themes of this whole channel, so I don't think anyone's gonna be surprised when I say a lesson that I've learned throughout my life is that your worth is not tied to your body. This rule is super important, and one that I have just recently figured out, and that is learn how to cure your hangovers. Okay, this next lesson is something that I learned like through my job. I'm kind of a type A, anxious, organized, like I keep planners and journals and lists, and I'm constantly like stressed and anxious about hitting deadlines. And through my job and working in the real world, I have had to kind of let go of a lot of that like rigidity and planning and learn to be more flexible. And I am so impressed with like my expectations for what I thought my job was gonna be like versus like how it actually was, and how well I adapted given my personality. Don't feel obligated to be tied to specific plans and learn to be flexible, because I did that and it's gotten me really far in my career and in my job, and it's made me into a better, kinder, more patient individual. This lesson is take the time to learn what unconditional love looks like and what it feels like. The next lesson, lesson number 10, is don't be afraid to look like an idiot. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. In the amount of times throughout my life that I've just been a total fucking fool is like, I literally, it's innumerable, it's countless. And when I was in like high school and middle school, obviously you're always really afraid of looking stupid, but that's how you get to be like your most genuine, authentic self, is just by doing the things that maybe sometimes make you look stupid, but in the end, people find you more hashtag relatable, you know? I won that game, by the way, in case anyone's curious. Oh, this is a good lesson because it's so important and it's something I have to repeat to myself all the time. You ready?
Yes.
Let go of what other people think of you. What people, like people's opinions of you, especially negative opinions of you, are not a reflection of you, but are ultimately a reflection of that own person's personal insecurities and judgments. That I fucking wholeheartedly believe, and it really helps me rethink a lot of some like negative comments or negative people in my life. And like generally the negative people in my life are the people that have a lot of their own personal insecurities. So it's just like, let go of those people's opinions of you, because it's not a reflection of you. Pain, hurt, and heartbreak are all temporary. I've been in some really, really dark places in my life, and some sad, sad times that I honestly thought like I was never ever gonna get over, and some of them took hours, some of them took days, weeks, months, but ultimately pain, hurt, and heartbreak, it passes and life moves on, and it's not gonna consume you forever. Whatever you're dealing with right now, if it feels like this is the end of the world, I promise you, it isn't. It sucks to have to go through and live through, but it will end. Okay, here's a fun one. And it's appropriate because we're about to go drinking. Learn what kind of booze makes you the best dancer. What kind of booze makes you the best dancer?
Probably tequila.
Tequila! Me and him have that in common, which is why we will be drinking so much tequila tonight, right baby? Tequila just makes us dirty, you know? You guys, I totally failed at finishing all my life lessons yesterday because we went to dinner and I had a few drinks and then I was just having a good time, and then we came home and I don't know, I had a really nice night last night and I forgot to film it. I'm sorry, but like really, what did you expect from me, honestly? So it's the next morning. Okay, let's do another lesson. Oh, Jesus. I can't remember where the first time I saw the quote, like, life is a journey, not a race. But honestly, it was sometime in the past 25 years and it changed my life. So I can't just steal someone's lesson, which is that life is a journey, not a race. But in my mind, I interpret that as like, enjoy the experiences and the moments instead of turning your life into some sort of checklist that you feel like you need to get through to be happy. Which kind of leads me into my next lesson, which is that there are multiple definitions of success and all of them are completely subjective. I realized a long time ago that as long as I feel successful, I am successful, and it doesn't matter if I'm not achieving the traditional definition of success, or even if I am, or even what that traditional definition is anymore, because it's so subjective. Okay, here's a little practical life lesson. Have at least one meal that is simple to make and super delicious that you have memorized how to cook, so that at the drop of a hat, you can whip it out and impress your friends, your family, your in-laws, your enemies, your coworkers, your pets, your, you know, whoever, yourself, whoever you feel like impressing. It gives you this like sense of accomplishment, and honestly, like learning to cook and then also just like having recipes on the back of my head all the time is one of the like greatest achievements of my life. I got ready early because I have some friends coming over and we're going out to a bar later tonight, but that's why. I got fancy all of a sudden. Okay, let's do more lessons, right? Get a planner. Saves my life. Get a cat. Also saves my life. You guys, you should know this, but for the love of God, don't punish yourself for not being perfect. Spoiler alert, nobody's perfect. Read books. Grow plants. I'm growing so many plants, you guys. Do the things that scare you. Never turn down free food. Okay, I know I totally dropped the ball. Well, you guys don't know. Still gonna go up on Sunday, this video, but I went out for my birthday and I woke up real hungover, and yesterday I just laid on the couch in my pajamas like a little slug. I got Postmates 3 times. I didn't take a shower. It was a great day. I'm sitting down to edit this video and I realize I still have 2 lessons that I need to impart upon you. I have now been 25 for 2 days, so feels right. Don't just listen to lists like this and rationalize reasons why you're the exception to these rules or ways to live your life. Don't let fear or anxiety stop you from looking at life in a different, new perspective. In a different perspective? From a different, new perspective. I've finally learned that I am the boss of my own life, and I can decide however I want to live it. However I want my life to look like. I can decide. That's a really big revelation for me because it's allowed me to implement all of the lessons leading up to this point. And finally, whether it's your birthday or not, eat the damn cake. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Back to regularly scheduled programming from here on out. And thanks for bearing with me. I'm about to go live on Instagram for the first time ever to do a Q&A or I don't know, Q&A, live chat. I don't know what it'll be, but if it goes well, then it might be something I do every week or every other week. So if you haven't already, follow me on Instagram. If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel. I got loads of great content coming this year, this summer, this life, for the foreseeable future. So make sure you hit subscribe, like this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.